Hello and welcome. So in the last article I laid out some day-to-day annoyances that plague the stay-at-home dad, but this one's a bit more specific. Today I'm going to go through the wonderful world of soft play. Like the opium dens of 18th century London, children are drawn inexorably to the industrial estates of small towns, where you inevitably find the germ-fueled Soviet-Russian designed boxes that are soft play. You pull up in the car, your child rocking back and forth with excitement in their car seat, while you secretly dread the hours that will follow. Don't be fooled by the signage that depicts kids having fun. Soft play is for adults too. It has to be, for you cannot leave your child unattended. That's what we bring them there for. A few choice moments in a human-sized seat, drinking a coffee made from sawdust left over from the building's construction, is all we ask for. Is that too much? Apparently so. So in you go, and one beep of the card machine later, you are hit with the wall of noise from the other people's kids and the shrieking from your own, hollering as you walk faster towards the fun. Towards the chopping block, more like. First, you have to take your shoes off. Seems reasonable, right? Well, I don't live on a farm, and to be honest, the floor of these places is so encrusted with the day's detritus, I prefer to wear a full hazmat suit. Yet off they come. Keep your socks on, though. Wouldn't want to get a verruca on your foot. Better stick with moving about on all fours like an ape and the inevitable gastroenteritis instead. The child beckons you deeper into the cubes of skillfully wrapped industrial scaffolding, where the clever engineers have hidden sharp cable tie-ins at the exact height for adult heads to rake them over. If you ever want to see what is truly wrong with health and safety in the UK, just watch an 18-stone, 6-foot man climb the bouncy stairs, remembering to smack your head every single time on the crossbeam, then crawl on hands and knees through a tunnel like a fat vole with arthritis, until finally, like a turd off a baking tray, he slips down the slide into a ball pit full of toddlers. Demeaning doesn't quite cover it. There is no elegant way to experience soft play. The term soft play itself holds a squishy, warm feeling, but the only squidgy, sloppy feeling you will find is in the ball pit, and that is usually either a discarded nappy or a puddle of child's vomit. And remember, you paid for this with money. Now you're paying for it with your dignity. The aforementioned ball pit is a petri dish of hate on the best of days. Kids do all manner of things with the balls. Get your minds out of the gutter, people. And I am willing to bet literally any amount of chocolate money that the staff don't spend their after hours scrubbing each one with an antibacterial wipe. While they're at it, the tables could do with a wipe down. So it's lunchtime. You've been up the stairs, down the slide, in the ball pit, over the wobbly bridge, on the swing, the child, not you, and it's time to refuel. Stupid idea. Why give them more energy? Isn't the idea to knacker them out into a state of peaceful transcendence? You get some blank looks if you tell the other mums that one, I can tell you. Only food purchased on these premises can be consumed here. That's the sign that greets you as you force your kid into the IKEA high chair. You know the one I mean, the one with the legs that stick out too far to hobble you every time you go past, and with the belt that never fits. Anyway, I digress. The sign. You've noticed it umpteen times. It's a mantra of these places. Not that it applies to breastfeeding mums, by the way, unless they're really helpful members of staff about. They are everywhere. And so you read it again and again as you, like other parents, delve into your kid's bag and pull forth a packed lunch you prepared earlier. Parents are cheap. We have to be. Kids are expensive, and overpriced dairy dunkers ain't gonna cut it. Sitting 6 feet from the cafe, you find yourself ferrying food as if it were crack, pulling out wraps from the Tupperware and passing them to eager hands under the table. Presumably some of these parcels are dropped while you frantically check over your shoulder for the Stasi, and that's why there's so much detritus on the floor. As it turns out, you have nothing to worry about. The staff are usually clearing spills, vomit and spinal fluid from the floors and tables far away from the current residing miscreants in their IKEA thrones, and couldn't care less about your kid's homemade sweaty cheese sandwich. Neither does your kid. She wants the Derrida Dunker. Yeah, you win at parenting. The cheese might not be sweaty after all, though. You see, a large proportion of these places are frigid to the point of frostbite. One would assume it's to save on the heating bills due to the vast size of the venue, but I like to think it's to motivate you into warming movement and therefore increase the fun you have. They are clearly just thinking of you and helping to recreate those precious memories of that time one Christmas that you got blind drunk and fell asleep in the fridge. Priceless. In all fairness, there are heaters of the kind you stopped your nan using in the 90s because of the risk of fire. One stray bit of wool on the 3-bar and off she goes like a Christmas lantern. Yet in this place you will find them preserved for posterity, raised triumphant above your head, but suspended so high that the pittance of heat generated refuses to permeate down to ground level, while you shiver into oblivion in the cavernous steel tomb. I usually wear a jumper. Like half-time at the football, another round of cardio and contortionism awaits your body, but also your eyes. I will explain. As bad as it is for a man to squeeze himself into and, furthermore, out of the tiny holes and claustrophobic spaces, it's harder for some of the ladies there present. You see, cleavages, both front and back, can become furthermore exposed due to the bending over and rooting around on the floor like a crazed pig. Hence the need for any man to have a care and mind their manners, as much for themselves as for the ladies, for some things you cannot unsee. This is the only justification required for the comeback of high-waisted jeans. You may also find yourself casually locking eyes with the miniature humans that are running about the place, as if in a reenactment of the Battle of Hastings. This is met with the familiar awe. Such a rotund figure as myself usually receives, oh, wait, no it doesn't. Some of the really young babies among them are smiley and generally happy to see a different human face than the one it's seen every waking moment since birth. Yep, that's right, your baby is sick of the sight of you and thinks a fully bearded up man is an adequate replacement for the milk-laden birthing bag that it's slopped out of. Perhaps I'm being too harsh. No? Okay. The other children give you the same look as their mothers, a harpy's stare to chill the bones of any waysome traveller. It's as if you look like the perverted love child of Jimmy Savile and Harold Shipman. This reaction is, to be fair, less pronounced than at baby group. More men frequent soft play, but it still exists to yet again add insult to your existence. And with that, our time at soft play has ended. Your limbs ache and your joints are sore, but your child has beamed smiles at you like you're made of chocolate Lego. And soon she will repay your efforts with sleeping all the way home, and then waking up when you get her out of the bloody car seat that's more in depth than an F1 race car. Hopefully, though, peaceful sleep will return, and you can do it all again next week. Perhaps she'd rather go to the park.